Welcome to AK Study Room. Let's see today's news. The first news, NIA files charge sheet in Pulwama attack case where 40 CRP men were killed by a suicide bomber. And in this charge sheet, it is said that this attack was planned by Pakistan-based terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed, and the Pakistani establishment had been making this plan since 2016. From this news, we have to know what is NIA. NIA acts as the Central Counter-Terrorism Law Enforcement Agency, which is to combat terrorism in India. Now, this NIA is established under National Investigation Agency Act 2008 and headquarters at New Delhi. Its governing body is Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is empowered to deal with terror-related crimes across states without special permission from the states. And you may ask what a state government can do. A state government may request the central government to hand over the investigation of a case to the NIA, provided the case has been registered for the offences as contained in the schedule of NIA Act. And the central government can also order NIA to take over any investigation anywhere in India. Now, the composition of NIA, it has officers who were drawn from the IPS and IRS cadre and special NIA courts. Various special courts have been notified by Central Government of India for trial cases and which were registered at various police stations of NIA under Section 11 and 22 of the NIA Act 2008. Any question to the jurisdiction of these courts is decided by the central government, and these are presided over by a judge appointed by the central government on the recommendation of the Chief Justice of High Court with the jurisdiction in the region. And Supreme Court of India has also empowered to transfer the cases from any special court within or outside the state. And this NIA special courts empowered with the powers of all court sessions under Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 for trial of any offence. State governments have also been empowered to appoint one or more such special courts in their states. Next question. Decommissioned aircraft carrier Virat is said to be scrapped at a shipbreaking yard at Alang in Gujarat soon, and it has been sold to Shriram Green Ship Recycling Industries of Gujarat in an e-auction by the Metal Scrap Trade Corporation Limited for 38 crore rupees. Several attempts by the Navy to preserve the carrier by converting it to a museum or by other means were failed, and lastly they decided to scrap the carrier. Now let's see what is INS Virat. INS Virat is a Centaur class aircraft carrier where it served in the British Navy as HMS Hermes for 25 years. This Centaur class was the light fleet carrier designs built for the Royal Navy, which is British Navy, of the Second World War, and later it was commissioned into Indian Navy in May 1987. It was decided to decommission from the Navy in March 2017 at the Naval Dockyard, Mumbai. It is the longest serving warship in the world, and it holds the Guinness Books of Record for this. Virat has played a major role in Operation Jupiter in 1989 in the Sri Lankan peacekeeping operation. It has been instrumental in sharpening the art of flying operations from a carrier deck in the Navy, which resulted in the seamless induction of INS Vikramaditya. INS Vikrant, which is India's first carrier that was eventually scrapped. There were various demands from various quarters to not let Virat to go as of INS Vikrant, but INS Vikrant, a center class, which was maintained by Navy in Mumbai for 17 years. Various proposals to convert it into a museum went back and forth unsuccessfully. And the last news is about terror funding. ED files charge sheet against 12 persons in terror funding case involving Bandow. ED probe is based on an FIR registered by the NIA under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act in October 2011. From this news, we have to know what is ED, NIA and UPA Act. ED is Enforcement Directorate, and this directorate is established in the year 1956, headquarters at New Delhi, and ED is responsible for the enforcement of FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, and the provisions under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. These two acts were comes under this which were looked after by ED, and in 2019 it is actually comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and now the Directorate enforced the regulation under the FEMA Act. ED investigates which suspected violations of the provisions of the FEMA. Suspected violations include non-realization of export proceeds, purchases of assets abroad, possession of foreign currency in huge amounts, and non-repatriation of foreign exchange violations, and other forms of violations under FEMA. FEMA is a civil law having quasi-judicial powers, so their powers were to impose penalty those were adjudged guilty. Then PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Of what is money laundering? Money laundering is the process of making large amounts of money generated by criminal activities such as drug trafficking or terrorist funding appear to have come from a legitimate source. Criminal activities like illegal arms sales, smuggling, drug trafficking, bribery, and computer fraud schemes produce large profits. Thereby, it creates the incentive for money launderer to legitimize the ill-gotten gains through money laundering. The money so generated is called dirty money. Money laundering is the process of conversion of this dirty money to make it appear as a legitimate money. Under this PMLA Act, the Enforcement Director is empowered to conduct a money laundering investigation. Customs and Central Excise, Income Tax, Police, etc. on the duty. In case of session court, the central government designates one or more session court as session courts. Next. This UFA Act, that is Unlawful and Prevention Act. It was passed in 1967. The main aim is for effective prevention of unlawful activities. Then what is unlawful? Unlawful activity refers to any action taken by an individual or an association intended to disrupt the territorial integrity and sovereignty of India. This act gives absolute power to central government, and it has death penalty and life imprisonment as highest punishments. Under UFA Act, Indian and foreign nationals can be charged. It is amended 2 times. Before 2004 amendment, it is only for territorial integrity and sovereignty, and after 2004 the terrorist activity was included in this amendment. Last year in August 2019, Parliament cleared the Unlawful Activities Prevention Amendment Bill to designate individuals as terrorists on certain grounds provided in this act. If you find this video informative, please do like, share and subscribe our channel, and don't forget to press the bell button.